Russia report to be released on Tuesday after 9-month delay. Document on Russian interference into UK politics blocked by Boris Johnson before election.
Here's a summary of the article.
The long-awaited Russia report from the UK Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee is due to be released on Tuesday morning, 9 months after its publication was blocked by Boris Johnson before the general election. An examination of the reach of the Kremlin into UK politics and public life. The document is the product of 18 months' work by a cross-party committee taking evidence in secret from British intelligence and independent experts. Evidence was submitted by the former spy Christopher Steele, accusing senior UK government ministers, including Johnson and the former Prime Minister Theresa May, of ignoring claims the Kremlin had a likely hold over Donald Trump. The MI6 veteran also told the committee there was evidence the Kremlin tried to covertly fund Brexit and influence the result of the 2016 referendum, although it is unclear how far he influenced the final document. Publication of the document comes days after the 9-strong committee rejected Johnson's choice of chairman, the former minister Chris Grayling. Members voted by 5-4 to support the veteran Conservative Julian Lewis instead. An enraged Downing Street stripped the party whip from Lewis, who had been a Conservative MP since 1997, but has since backed away from trying to remove him from the committee's membership. A day later the reconstituted committee agreed to release the Russia report, which has to be published when Parliament is sitting, and coincides with the visit to the UK of the US Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo.
This post received a score of 9,400, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Hopefully this report will shed light on the largest campaign contribution in the British political history, half of everything Arron Banks appears to own, with Russian diplomats. 13 million that went not to the main Leave campaign, but to Leave. EU, the extremist group that didn't so much attempt to explain the technical benefits of additional British sovereignty, but instead, in 2016, Russia successfully weaponized the imbeciles of the English-speaking world against itself. We'll be living with the consequences for a generation, but we need to know as much as possible about how it happened. Putin realized you don't need an army or nuclear weapons to win a war. Just some corrupt politicians willing to sell their country and enough racist idiots to follow them.
Just like that old gypsy woman said.
You should stop going to her.
You're not my supervisor.
Read all that in Cheryl's voice.
Yep, now that he's already won, we've all forgotten about it and the world has numerous other villainous things to worry about. Good timing.
It took a coup of a bipartisan committee for this to happen as well. The Tories' line on this is that it's out of date, as is likely to happen when you delay something for months on end.
I bet shitty governments all over the world are grateful to Donald Trump for being a historical asshole and fuck-up. His shit show is basically 24/7 smokescreen for those that might otherwise end up in the news.
Yeah, BJ is pretty much Trump light.
Pound shop Trump.
Over here he'd be dollar store Donald. After many months of investigating himself, Boris has decided he did nothing wrong.
Redacted.
Greater than redacted. Remind me 9 months. Son or daughter. Probably doesn't care and won't have anything to do with him. Already forgotten the mother's name.
You also have an out-of-control idiot taking you down the sewer and hiding connections to Putin. Me too. Britain and America have so much in common these days. You've got Brexit, and we've got contractors making billions for 300 miles of wall. I think you're ahead on this. But Trump wants all the kids to go back to school in person, so it's still anyone's ball game as to who wins the Darwin Award this year.
We haven't deployed troops on the street and secretly snatching protesters yet, so America is still ahead.
But they let them go. It was a catch and release. Like sport fishing. That's not so bad, is it? Looks to see if passport is up to date.
How are we supposed to GTFO if we have all these travel restrictions in the US?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.